One of the most common questions we get here at Athletes Authority is how did we get to where we are right now? And that is one of the biggest driving forces for why we started to put together the Coach Immersion. So let's come have a bit of a look. When we sat down, myself, Carl, Geordie, had a bit of a chat around how can we start to expose what we do to the general public as far as coaches go, athletes go, and try and get them to understand the entirety of our program. We came up with what we call the Coach Immersion program. Now, the Coach Immersion program is something that I did at the Giants as well when I was there. You know, we had a lot of coaches that wanted to come and see what we did at the Giants. They wanted to spend a day. And David Joyce, my manager at the time, said, well, to be honest, one day is a little bit out of context. It's really hard to see how we function when you just have a nice little glance at it. The same as what we do here. When you see things on Instagrams, videos and stuff like that, it's really hard to get a real understanding of what we do day in, day out and how it all goes together. So what we decided to do is, instead of just having a little glance at it, we thought, why don't we get people in for a number of days where they can immerse themselves in what we do and make sure that they get a big understanding of everything we do, from the way we train, the way we coach, our systems, how we do recovery, how we do physio, our rehab. Make sure they see the broad picture so they get a better understanding. So it's been a long time coming with our new facility. It's certainly something we haven't rushed. We wanted to make sure it was absolutely perfect for us. But we have certainly evolved and created a space now that is purpose-built for what our systems are, what our coaches do, what our physios do, and how our athletes work. So now, with our facility, we can start to see it's an amazing structure that we can implement some amazing systems, and our programming starts to come to life. Instead of having to adapt to the sessions and the setup that we were in, we now suddenly have a purpose-built facility for our systems and what we do. And the best way to see that is to spend time here, see our athletes on the floor, see our coaches coach, see our rehab crew, our physios get on the floor and help, and see how everything integrates. When it comes to that, we've got recovery options. Obviously, we've got dry recovery set up. We've got wet recovery set up. People often see ice baths and cold immersion and how we do it, but they don't have the protocols. They don't understand what we do with our athletes and how it fits into the whole scheme of things. So it's really important from our standpoint that we get coaches in, we upskill them in not only our systems, but how we apply the systems practically. Because we see it all the time, theory gets out there, people try and take that theory and then they can't apply it. Best way to see it applied is to come to the source and start to learn how to do it. So what we're going to try and do is put it into 3 days. We're going to cram as much as we can in, both lectures, theory, practical stuff, but also get you down on the floor. You get to see how our coaches coach down here, see how we set up through our structures of our release grease prime, how our rehab crew come and help, and make sure that you get an understanding of not just the system, but how we roll the system out here. And you can see it done firsthand on our gym floor. In conjunction with everything we've just spoke about, one of the biggest parts of this immersion is the transparency of all of our coaching staff and business development staff. And it's really important that we make sure that you guys get opportunity to chat with them, which is where we have dinners, we have coffee chats, we have things that are just open on the table, ready for you guys to talk about anything you want to, anything that's specific to you and where you're at in your career. So if this sounds like something that you want to get involved in, click the link below. It's a 3-day immersion. There's not going to be anything else like this in Australia. So please get on board if you want to, and Geordie will touch base with you.